So I will be continuing with the topic of the pre-Hispanic background to the Day of the Dead. And like my other group members, I will also be talking about how I wish to be celebrated after my death. So I will be talking about two different celebrations that have been recorded, and the first is Micahuitl. And Micahuitl is actually the Aztec festival of the dead, and according to the Codex de Iriano Remensis, this celebration began around the third day of August, and on this day, offerings of food and drinks were placed upon the tombs of the dead for about 4 years, until which it was believed that their souls had finally reached their resting place. So as we can see, it was an Aztec belief that after death, souls had to go through a very lengthy journey of about 4 years, and for this reason, they were buried in their clothing. So the dead were buried in their clothing because it was believed that clothing would allow them to endure the snow, thorns, and other hardships that were faced during this journey. Um, a second larger celebration began around the 23rd day of August, and during this time, the living actually fasted for the last 3 days of the month. Additionally, it was believed that people, or it has been recorded, that people climbed to the roof of their homes and facing the north, they would recite prayers, long prayers. And after these prayers, they would shout the names of the souls that they wished to invite to their celebration, that they were making offerings to. So it was a very physical form of calling. And with that being said, I think that's how I would want to be remembered. I think my celebration should happen more than once a year. And it wasn't only these two celebrations that occurred. It has actually been recorded that offerings continue to happen during the 13th, 14th, and 18th month of the year. So celebrating the dead was something very important to the Aztecs, and that's why it continued throughout the year. It wasn't only once a year like we are used to today. So I think that's how I want to be celebrated. I want to be celebrated more than once a year. I don't want to say exactly what offerings I would want, because I think that's where you could see how your family members remember you. And the physical calling was actually very beautiful to me, and I think that's another thing that I would like to see.